Before we open our forum today for our Asian Heritage Month opening, I would like to say a land acknowledgement to the audience and to the event organizers. And I would like to say, I would like to acknowledge we are on traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Syilx Okanagan people, on which we are learning, working, and organizing this event. Welcome to the 2024 Okanagan Asian Heritage Month Opening Forum. And before we move on next, I want to welcome a territory welcome by Elders Grouse and Panelists for us. Thank you.
Good afternoon. How are we doing today? Everywhere I go, I see good-looking people. Guys are nice-looking people. And it's good to be here. What happened to the sun? It's supposed to be sunny Okanagan. My nickname is Grouse, as in bird. My English name is Wilfred Barnes, and my ancestral name is Kanenam Dumtan Khoitstins. So when Syilx people look at things, they look 7 generations ahead, how it's going to impact 7 generations from now. So, you guys are going to have a wonderful afternoon, and I see so many good-looking people here. Welcome to Syilx country, Syilx territory. And thank you.
May I introduce the Golden Age Choir from OCCA. They're going to sing the national anthem with us.
Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love, in all thy sons command. With glowing hearts we see the rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Counter, so that we all come together today to encounter and have this forum together. Henry. Hope I got it right. Is Shanshan Kausa. Okay, he's going to play the Bansuri for us, and this is a welcoming song to welcome all the dignity, all the community guests, and all the faculty that come to join us today. welcome the new. Have you seen some familiar faces in the video? Did you see yourself in there somehow? I think I was there hiding somewhere in a corner. For OCCA, Ms. Fei Liu, she's gonna come and do the opening remarks and officially opening the Asian Heritage Month. Thank you.
Thank you, Syilx. Wow, we have such a fantastic attendance today. I'm so grateful for all your tremendous support to our Asian Heritage Month event. I also want to extend appreciation to MLA Norm Latnik, MLA Ben Stewart, Mayor Tom Dias, Councillor Mohini Singh, President Mir Fasina of Okanagan College, and Martin Yosef, Associate Vice President of UBCO, for gracing us with your presence. Thank you. Thanks to the Government of Canada event, it's crucial to honor the invaluable contributions of the Asian community to Canada's growth and prosperity, from building railways, defending the nation, to shaping today's industries. The month of May also marks the recognition of equal social status achieved by Asian Canadians, showcasing our resilience, adaptability, and appreciating allyship with Indigenous communities in our shared history. Thank you, Elder Grouse Burns, for joining us today.
Thank you so much. First, we wanted to welcome MLA Norm Latnik coming up to us. He's an old friend to our society. We see him every year, every event, pretty much.
Congratulations, Madam President, on your appointment. Ladies and gentlemen, she's right. I pretty well attend everything because you know what? The most fun happens in the Asian community, right? I've had the privilege now, actually, Ben and I, who will be speaking in a moment, have had the privilege of being elected right around the same time that the organization was created back in 2009. So, you know, we have a little track record going back. And of course, we have some very close ties. Ben will talk, I'm sure, about his time in China and Asia, and I'll tell you, if you don't already know, thanks to the Asian community, I have a new daughter. She's been married now 10 years to my son. She's Chinese. I have two wonderful grandchildren who are mixed, of course, and I also have a Filipino daughter who joined us about 26 years ago now. So it's Asia Central in my house, and it's Asia Central in British Columbia, and here, of course, in the sunny Okanagan, maybe. But in Kelowna anyway. You know, you go around Kelowna on an annual basis and you look at all the different events, all the different cultural events that happen right here in Kelowna and in British Columbia because of the Asian community. It could be, geez, I remember a time when I was in a sumo wrestler outfit, believe it or not, going up against former MLA Steve Thompson. Now, I don't know if any of you remember Steve, but a little bigger than the mayor. So he got this big guy and he got me in the sumo wrestler, and it took him one bounce to get me out of the sumo ring. It was a very, very disheartening situation. You got that, you got the drums, right, that you hear every year, and of course, right, it's awesome. And then the sake, we just had the sake last week, another thanks to the Asian community. Wonderful, and then of course East meets West, Mohini, you know, you are amazing and leading that. It's just so great to see everything from Chinese to Korean to Japanese to Sikh to you name it, and right here in the Central Okanagan, we are definitely blessed. But it goes further than that. It goes further in terms of the economic impact that the Asian community has in our province, and everything that from the intellectual side, the brains that we've had the privilege, and I say we, people like Ben and myself at the provincial level. I bring you greetings from Renee Merrifield, MLA for Kelowna Mission, who couldn't be here, and our leader, Kevin Falcon. But every time we have an opportunity to visit a college or a university, you know, around the province, you can see Asian people are in lead positions, leading the work that's being done throughout our province. And we're so thankful for all the Asian contribution to what we have in British Columbia. Our quality of life and our standard of living is better today because of the Asian contributions. So on behalf of my colleagues in the legislature, Ben will speak for himself in a minute, but on behalf of all those who couldn't make it here, their loss, happy Asian Heritage Month. Thank you very much.
Let's welcome.
Well, it's great to see the audience filling out since I first sat down and having you all here. You know, I really want to say how excited I am by this. Actually, there's a bit of a resurgence as somebody that's grown up in the Okanagan. I mean, the diverse communities that we all grew up with, both Chinese, Japanese, many other European nationalities came over here, and then of course people from India, and it's added to the diversity. But first I want to just congratulate and take this opportunity for Wah Ming, a healthy and prosperous, well-deserved retirement. Dr. Wang, your commitment to our community has been a beacon of dedication and excellence. Your work has not only enriched the lives, but also paved the way for future generations of the Asian Canadian community. BC's Asian Canadians have played a very important role in shaping much of the province's culture, traditions, and economy. And as former Minister of Multiculturalism for 2009 and 10 during the Olympics, I can tell you it was really something that I really got to appreciate when I was out there speaking to the diverse communities that we have. And you need to make certain, just what you did today, you need to make certain you celebrate that every time you get together, because there are differences between whether you know, you're from Korean descent or Japanese, South Asian. It really, the Chinese community, and having spent, as Norm mentioned, over 3 years in Beijing and traveling extensively, I got to see the culture, and I have to tell you that it's what makes people really appreciate and welcome you here. So continue to do what you're doing during Asian Heritage Month. Our progress continues as Asian Canadians lead advances in technology, entrepreneurship, healthcare, education. Innovators and business leaders from our Asian communities have launched cutting-edge tech startups and sustainable enterprises that contribute robustly to our local and our national economy. These ongoing contributions underscores the vital role of multiculturalism and inclusivity that play in fostering a vibrant and prosperous society. We honor and embrace the diversity and legacy of Asian Heritage Month. Thank you very much, Dr. Wah Ming, and her accomplishments, and her replacement, Ms. Fei Liu, for their work and with the Okanagan Asian community. Ms. Liu, we look forward to your leadership, and we're confident your initiatives will continue to promote inclusivity and growth. So let's honor, or continue to honor and embrace the diversity that strengthens us all. Thanks very much for having me today.
Good afternoon, everyone. Pleasure to be here. Just to bring this celebration of this next month, or as I just heard the President say, maybe 2 months, to our community. On behalf of myself, all of my council colleagues, Councillor Mohini Singh, who joins us here today, and the City of Kelowna. The start of Asian Heritage Month is just an amazing time for our community, and I'm very looking forward to the forum and the discussion this afternoon. It is truly heartwarming to see this gathering of diverse cultures brought together to celebrate the contributions of the Asian Canadians within our community. The resilience and determined spirit of Chinese, Korean, Japanese, Filipino, Sikh, and other Asian cultures have enriched the experience of everyone who lives within the city of Kelowna. I am honored that attending today's exciting forum that features a panel discussion of belonging and integration moderated by UBC Okanagan's Dr. Shirley Chau, and includes the insights and experiences shared from the local students who are at different stages of their education, and basically their participation today will bestow upon us knowledge of their experience. So again, on behalf of myself, my council colleagues, and the City of Kelowna, I'm honored to have been included in the offering opening remarks today, and I look forward to the celebration not only today, but through the next month. Thank you.
Thank you for calling me good friend. I believe you are my good friend. Thank you for that. You know, when the first celebration took place, there were a handful of people. It's an absolute pleasure to see a packed room. And I want to share a personal story. When I came to Kelowna 30 years ago, if I would see a person of Asian background, whether it was South Asian, and now we are significant in the community, not only socially, politically, economically. We have a strong base and have established ourselves here in Kelowna, making Kelowna so much richer. I actually, before I step aside and wish you a happy month of festivities, I want to pay tribute to my friend Dr. Wameng. Dr. Wameng, for anybody who knows her, is relentless. When she gets something in her head, it's going to happen. It's the way it is. Whether you're a member of parliament, or an MLA, or a city councillor, or the mayor, she is on to you. She wanted a centre on Incar Road, and it was going to happen. However it was going to happen, and it did happen. And she wanted to have a conference. And I said, that's a lot of money, huh? And she said, it will happen. She held the conference. So Dr. Ming, thank you for all your hard work. Thank you for what you've done for our city. And thank you for bringing this community together. All the best. Happy Asian Month.
We are in collaboration with the Okanagan College, with the UBCO together. So we're going to have some faculty staff here, faculty member, and then we're going to welcome the president of Okanagan College, Mr. President Neil Fassina. Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Absolute pleasure to be here to be able to celebrate Asian Heritage Month with an incredible group of people, or 2 months as it will be. At Okanagan College, we're incredibly proud of the students that come to us from Asian descent. Whether or not they are coming to us from afar and starting with us right away, or whether or not they have called Kelowna home for multiple generations and are just choosing to have Okanagan College be part of their journey. It has authentically enriched the culture of Okanagan College throughout the generations. And like many others in the room, I've been coming, or now live, fortunately, in the Okanagan, but I've been coming to this valley for over 45 years. And Mohini, I can attest to your conversations. The culture and diversity of this community has truly transformed over those 40+ years. And I'm thrilled to be able to be part of it and to be able to watch our students become our graduates and enrich the cultural and economic fabric of this community. So an absolute pleasure on behalf of Okanagan College and the entire team to be part of Asian Heritage Month, and thank you very much to our new president and the entire group that brings events like this together. Thanks for letting me be part of it.
The Associated Vice President, University Relations from UBC Okanagan.
Good afternoon, everyone. It's so wonderful to see how far we've come as a region and as a country in the progress in celebrating diversity. I came to Canada at the age of 12 from Egypt, and I have this memory of my friends and I at the time who were from Pakistan and India trying to literally lose our accent so that we can fit in. And look at where we are today. It's unbelievable. The amount. Yes, there's still lots of room for growth. Yes, there's still lots of room for better opportunities, but we've done so well, and I think we can continue to do better. And it's because of people like you that are advancing diversity in our community, that are advocating for new immigrants, that are providing supports for newcomers, and so we're so grateful to you for the work that you do. So on behalf of UBC Okanagan, and on behalf of Dr. Leslie Cormack, who couldn't be with us here today, unfortunately, we bring you greetings. We are so proud to be a part of this community. And what's even more proud for us is that about 50% of the graduating students who graduate from UBC Okanagan end up staying here. Many of them come from Asian countries. from India, from China, from Pakistan, from the United Arab Emirates, and so on. Even one of the statistics that I heard recently is that 90% of our graduating nursing students end up staying in the region. They contribute to the economy, they contribute to our healthcare systems. So we're just so delighted to be a part of this community and contribute to the growth of it. Thank you for having me, and happy Asian Heritage Month Day.
And let's put our hands together for the panelists, and welcome Dr. Chau.
Good afternoon. I'm very pleased to be here and joining everybody and supporting this this hour of conversation.
I can still find things and values that are similar to the ones that I've grown up with, or the ones that we've weaved into our lives, and use those as just ropes to really grow up, especially at this age in life when students are coming into university. I think that was what my experience was. We don't have a solid state of like identity. We don't know who we are yet, and we don't know what makes us who we are. And so being in a position where everyone's in the same boat and everyone's willing to take that step outwards, I think we can share a piece of each other and really find why we belong and where we do.
Thank you.
A bit nervous right now. Before telling the story or the experience I had in Okanagan, I want to first give a light on how my life was. I was born in India and lived in Hong Kong and Singapore, and most of my life I was with the Chinese people, and I feel more connected to them rather than connected to more like Indian people. So when I first came here, I wanted to find some groups in which I can speak more Chinese, or I can speak Cantonese, or I can meet more Chinese people. But on the meetup app, the closest to Chinese people were Japanese people. And there is a English-Japanese meetup, and I was like, why not, let's just go there. When I was going there, when I was in the bus, I was thinking, oh, what should I say? What are they gonna say? Do they gonna judge me? All these things. But the moment I went there, I just understand they are just like normal people who want to get a lesson from other people's experience. They ask me questions, I ask them questions, they help me to learn more Japanese, and now I am a little bit comfortable in Japanese now. And I thought that would be just a one-time event for me, but it's been 6 months and I'm going there every single Sunday. And I always heard about the Canadian culture, that the sense of belongingness and the warmness that we can get from here because of the multicultural society, and I really felt that here.
So you're looking for people who are also from Hong Kong as well?
Yeah.
I'm one of them.
Yeah.
So, I think there's more in the crowd, but let's find each other. Okay, so very good time, everyone. So the next question is, what lessons have you gained from your experience in the Okanagan that you think may be beneficial to the audience who are here, eagerly wanting to hear how things could be better, enhanced, or things they didn't know about that you have found that most people may be unfamiliar with, perhaps, because they don't have the same kind of eyes at looking at the city or the spaces that they're in as people come here for the first time. You want to start again, Villie?
Yeah, it's a great question. I just want to bounce back on what you said about just stepping out of the comfort zone. I think it's always the same experience that I've had in terms of interacting with different cultures. And I think it's one way that we can actually learn, and one way that we can use to actually think for ourselves in terms of, it's so easy nowadays to put people in a box. Like with the technology and social media, it's so easy to categorize people, and like we also have our biases, I guess, our prejudices, let's say, and it's just something that we kind of I guess it's in us, and it's gonna take a while to kind of get rid of those in some way. And yeah, I would say kind of in terms of, I would say for me, I'm always been in terms of, I guess establishing connections. I'm always being intentional in what I do. Like when I like as I've said earlier, I always love being in a diverse community. It's probably something that I'm always going to have and treasure and always going to be looking for. I've experienced this when I went back to the Philippines for such a long time being away. And it was home, it was amazing, seeing my friends and family for a while. But it was weird because I was like, this is kind of like not I wanted to be anymore. I guess people change, people change, so I believe that. I did change throughout those years, and much to my shame, I'm actually not quite not actually kind of like pursuing in terms of meeting a lot of Filipinos. But to my surprise, the more I've been here in Kelowna, the more Filipinos I've met, and it's always been easier to connect with my fellow countrymen, and I love them. Yeah, so even the couple that I met, Rick and Emily, they've introduced me to a lot of amazing people. There's this Filipino couple that have been here in Kelowna for 20 years, and just amazing stories of just being such amazing figures in the community. And I guess going back to the question, that's just really stepping out of that comfort zone. I'm trying to be removing all these preconceptions that we have with people. And as what everyone said, that we're all just the same pretty much at the end. You all relate to food, music, stuff like that. And it's always one thing that I always kind of have in my sleeve when I talk to people. Like, I talk about food, I love food, I love music. And yeah, there's so many easy ways, so many ways, and I guess being proactive as well in terms of pursuing this connections and relationships. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Alice, it's your turn.
So, in relation to the lesson, I want to talk about another thing. It's called a really, really popular personality test. It's called MBTI test, and I tested out that I'm an ENFP or ENPT. I couldn't really remember this, and as it turns out, in social relationships, I'm always the first person who's breaking ice. And I'm always the person who's gonna talk first and say hi to other people. Yeah, and at school, for the lesson that I learned, it's really kind of hard at the beginning to actually get you to become friends with foreigners. But as for me, it's kind of well, I cannot say it's really hard because I always talk first and just say hi to each other. And then the lesson I learned about this is always be the one who's gonna be active. And another thing that I learned is that for foreigners, for my foreign friends that they're born in Canada, and they just said to me that they said I would feel more comfortable if I come to a foreign country when all the foreigners are being so warm-hearted and being so open for me to come. And I feel that's a lesson I learned that means so important to me. So yeah.
Thank you.
Just speaking to that actually, it kind of brings me back to the time when I lived with a couple of roommates, and each of us were from different parts of Canada. I was the only immigrant there, of course. They all came from Alberta, Montreal, just places around. And getting to live with them was very interesting to me because, I've lived in Canada my whole life, but I haven't really seen what it's like to live with other people that are originally from here, right? I thought that was very interesting. And you can definitely see the small cultural differences between how I prepare my meals versus how they prepare their meals, how cleaning habits, how often people like to take showers, or how often they don't want to take showers. But yeah, in that respect, right, I do agree that at the end of the day, we all still have very similar tastes, very similar passions. I like playing Minecraft. My roommates like playing Minecraft. Just small things like that, right? Kind of made me realize, despite the fact that we have very different upbringings for sure, we still share so many different things. Social media has definitely made the world smaller for sure. I feel because you can definitely see that in terms of the things we like, the music, the art, the games we play, just the way we like view the world. It's very similar, and that even goes back to like me talking to like my cousins back home who've lived in India their whole lives. I can talk to them, and then they'll be talking to me about like the NBA, and I'm like, that's crazy, isn't just? I thought you guys mostly like cricket over there, and it's like no, no. It's becoming a very international place for sure, and I feel like the differences between people are becoming smaller and smaller, and I think it's just really, really amazing, right? Because we can definitely find ways to relate to different people in ways that we might not even imagine, right? Like our shared love of basketball could connect people from across the world. Your shared love of anything, you know, like of culinary arts, of food, of a specific video game can connect people from across the world. And I think that was one of the main takeaways I had from living with my roommates that were from Canada, for sure.
And seeing it's so different the way it came in, especially to the church I come. So the first time I was in church, the first few hours I was sitting there, it's mostly about people, so I was like, oh my God, I don't think I opened the right space, right? But yeah, that proved, I proved myself wrong the longer I was there. So.
Leo is a grade 9 student, he tells me. Am I right? Okay. I'm gonna make him introduce himself a little bit and what he had done for us, the Golden Age Choir, since December. He's our volunteer pianist for us and play for us while we learn how to sing, while we sing and dance along.
Hi, my name is Leo and I'm 14 years old. I'm going to be playing Dr. Gratis by Debussy.
And Yang Qi, which is the Chinese harpsichord and Chinese Diploma. So I used to play and sing with Mr. Tan for Chinese Diploma as well. They're gonna make some room for them.
Since we started the Asian Heritage celebrations in 2012, for the first time, this event is constructed by a young leader, Villie. She is the new executive director of the OCCA, and we are so proud to see the younger generation of leaders growing up, taking over. My name is Huamen. I am the founding president and one of the founders of Asian Heritage Okanagan. I would like to introduce a few people, leaders of our communities. This is Elna. Elna, we have known each other since we started Asian Heritage. She's currently the president of Folk Fest, Kelowna Folk Fest Canada Day celebration. And this George. Sorry. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Sure. Yeah, so by the way, I'm George. I'm from the Okanagan Filipino Canadian Club. So I'm the Vice President of the OFC.
This is Bella, for me, Montfort.
I'm Bella Mumford, the President of the Okanagan Filipino Society for 8 years and still is. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ling Fu. I'm the former president of OCCA, and then welcome everybody's here. And then it's very successful today, so I'll pass the next.
And
of Kelowna Japanese Language Society. Thank you for having us.
Luna is a very important person in between the communities, mediator between the communities. We are very lucky to have her. And we are very grateful to all volunteers and Asian Heritage community members for their volunteer work. And because of the volunteer work, we are able to host Asian Heritage for 1 month celebration, even extended to Canada Day. So I hope everyone enjoy all activities in the entire May and participate Folk Fest Canada Day celebration.
Stronger, make OCCA growing to now such a good size. We can serve for the community better, and thank you all for joining us. And as I mentioned, we will have lots of fun activities for Asian Heritage Month, lasting through May to July 1st. And the ending date is July 1st. It's the Folk Fest. It's a connection. And I hope everybody enjoyed Asian Heritage Month and celebration. Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.